Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the String Theory podcast. My name is Emily. I'm your host. I live in Brooklyn, New York with my boyfriend and my kitty cat, Lola. My boyfriend's name is Tim. I work at a Broadway costume shop, and I'm a knitter and I'm a sewer, and this podcast is about making a handmade wardrobe. I feel very passionate about having a handmade wardrobe because for environmental reasons mostly, but also I've been sewing since I was a little kid and I've loved it for a long time, so I really know how to do it. And every time I go shopping, I just hate everything. I just hate everything. I just want better quality materials and better quality craftsmanship and stuff that fits me, so, and I know how to do that, but I don't, because I'm lazy. So I'm hoping that this will kick me in the butt, give me the kick in the butt that I need to do that, because it's something I've been passionate for a long time, and it's something that I'd really like to help you do as well. So that's a little bit about me. I've been knitting since I was 18 and I'm 34 now, so that's a long time. This is called the String Theory podcast because my favorite thing about watching podcasts is getting down to the nitty-gritty about specifically how, what problems people come across in knitting and how they overcome them / get through them. So I'm interested in talking about that. So this is my first episode. This is where my show notes are. I apologize about the backlighting. I know that the light is coming from here and here. I tried to, as maybe you saw, put a lamp here to try and help the shadow on my face. I look better if the camera is pointing that way, but all of my cute sewing stuff is over here, so, it's kind of an obvious choice. So, I'll start with finished objects. So, at the beginning of the year, I got it in my mind that I desperately wanted to make these leg warmers. Okay. It's on my Ravelry page also, which you can find the info. I'll put it up somewhere. Anyway, I spent a long time making these. I made them figure this way you'll be able to see what I'm showing a little better. Although I'm squinting now. I don't know if that's a good thing. Can you see that better now? So I haven't blocked them. They've also got a lot of cat hair on them. But basically this is where your ankle is, and this cable motif is on the back of the leg. So this is where your calf is. And this is what the front looks like. So I apologize you can't really see it very well because it's black, but this was a huge accomplishment for me because I knit that same pattern like in 2008. Hey, again, okay. So I was sort of a new knitter at that time, as I was saying, and I didn't pay attention to the gauge swatch, which was so dumb. And so I only made one, and it turned out enormous, and it was also bright orange, which is not something I'm ever gonna wear on my legs. I wish I was that courageous with color. I'm just not. I live in New York where everyone wears black all the time. So this fall, as it was starting to get really cold, I decided I wanted to wear them again, or to make them again, because I thought once it got cold, I would want something, you know, on my legs to wear over tights, instead of having to wear pants all the time. And just for variety, you know, and just because they're cute. So I decided to make them out of black, which is the first time I've ever used black yarn. Okay. I used, that was not an exclamation about the yarn at all. This yarn is really good. I really liked this yarn. It just took me forever to find this label. The only complaint I have about these leg warmers is that they slouch a little bit at the top. So this is a free pattern, by the way. You can't see it again, but okay, so here, after the large motif ends, you start doing increases, which makes sense, but I don't know if, I mean, maybe it was just that my gauge got a lot looser, but this part from here up is way too loose on my knee. So what I'm thinking that I might do, and I really don't want to do it because it just seems like a total pain in the butt, but what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just try it on again, figure out where it starts to get too loose, and then just make like ribbing, because I don't want to do this again. I like cabling, but I've already knit this once. I've already knit this twice. I don't want to do it again. Okay, that's enough of that. I knit these using Patton's Croy, which I'm totally in love with now. That's the seam. I have two of them, but one of them is dirty, so I'm not going to show you the other one. This one accidentally got put in the laundry, but it's okay. It survived, miraculously. So this is the Broken Seed Stitch sock, which is also a free pattern that you can find on Ravelry. And it's really cute yarn. I have like this much left. Okay. So what created this texture, this is a self-striping yarn. What created the texture was basically doing a seed stitch and then doing one plain row, a seed stitch with the color, and then one plain row with the solid. And the solid is just, I don't have, never mind, I do have it. Okay, this is the solid. So I love these. I love these so much. They're really big. They're way too big on me. I think I used size 1 and 64 stitches. So, and I have size 9 feet. So, and I'm not a loose, I guess I am a loose knitter. But, still seems like really, it doesn't really make sense that they're so big. So, I'm going to have to work on that. Maybe I'll use 56 stitches next time, because I do like the gauge that it got. Maybe it's just the seed stitch stretches it out. I'm not really sure. If you know, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know. I would appreciate the feedback. Okay. So the next thing I have to talk about are whips. Let's talk about whips. I'll get the hang of this eventually, I promise. The first whip I'm going to show you is not knitting. It's embroidery. Started doing embroidery before I even learned how to sew for real. I started when I was a little kid, and I did a ton of embroidery when I was a little kid. So it was all cross-stitch though, like kits that I got from Michaels. I have not done a lot of like free form or whatever embroidery. This is one of the first times in a long time. I'm just going to show you it. It's really funny, and then I'll explain it. So you may think, why would you do that? And I would think the same thing. And the reason is that my boyfriend's stepsister is having a baby, and this is what she wanted for Christmas. She told us a week before Christmas, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to make you an ACDC/ABCD embroidery in time for Christmas, but her baby's due this month, so there's a chance that I'll be able to get it done by then. I have no idea where she came up with that. They're like into, going to concerts and stuff. They're into like classic rock, which is awesome. So am I. She just said on her Secret Santa list that she wanted a hand embroidered piece that said ABCD in the ACDC font. So, that's a pretty cool thing / cheap present to get her, and so I'm doing it. Anyway, her baby's due really soon, so I gotta get this done. This is gonna be done before next week, / this is a weekly podcast, so man, I'm so ADD, like, by myself. This is really a lot harder than I ever thought it was gonna be. Okay. I just keep looking at myself. So, I don't really know what, so what I did was I printed out this font, and you can like look at search these fonts on the internet, and so I printed it out, and then I replaced the C with a B, and then I used a projector that we have, it's a projector like the kind that you had in school when you were growing up, if you're my age. And my boyfriend has that for doing large scale drawings. He's an architecture guy. He's also an artist, so I used that as a light box and put the printed thing underneath the fabric and then just traced in pencil. And I followed the weave of this linen. It's the first time I've ever embroidered on linen before, and I like the way it looks a lot, but I found that I was not patient enough to count. So I tried to make it like count the threads, you know, and do it really exactly. So I tried to make it as straight as possible, but basically I just filled in the pencil lines. And so this is a satin stitch, and this is a chain stitch, because I was going to do a back stitch with the yellow along the edge, but it was too insubstantial looking, so I did a chain stitch, and I really like the way it looks with the yellow. And then this is a back stitch with the black, and it's going to be surrounding the whole thing. So after I finish it, I'm going to have to figure out how to frame it in an embroidery hoop. And I've seen, I might have more to talk about that next week. I found a tutorial a while ago, and so we'll see. I'll TBD. Okay. Oh, I'm really happy about the way it is looking though, because I'm using this which I got at Argyle Yarn Shop in Brooklyn. And I've never embroidered with wool before, and it's just so pretty. So pretty. I'm drinking coffee out of a mug that my mom bought me from the Met Museum. Cute. We're also joined by my longtime companion, Lola the cat. Okay, you're gonna like the next project. The Makariri shawl. It's by Aroha Knits. It's a free pattern. If you sign up for her newsletter, Aroha Knits' newsletter, she will send it to you in an email. So this is the pattern. This is the first shawl that I've ever made. I've been knitting for like 16 years. I've been knitting for 16 years and I've never made a shawl. And I also do not have any neckwear that has been made by myself, yours truly. So that just like needed to get fixed. Anyway, this is what it looks like so far. Yay! I love it so much. So much. I am addicted to knitting, working on this. That being said, the lace is not easy. I cannot get past one lace row without fucking this up. Excuse my language if you're sensitive to language. The stitch markers have helped a lot. I had no idea I even had this many stitch markers, which is pretty amazing. But still, anyway, I mean, I feel like the stitch markers are just mainly the most helpful for figuring out where your fuck up is. This is the yarn I'm using for the stripes. It's a self-striping, it's Noro. It's a self-striping yarn, and I'm so excited to get to this green in here. But I don't think that I'm excited for this orange. It's like a rust color. It's showing up more green on this screen, but it's a rust color. And I mean, as much as I love the color rust. I don't know. I don't love it in this combo. So I think I'm going to cut that one out when it comes. This is Pearl Soho's Line Weight. I don't have the tag for the Noro. I'm sorry. I've used Pearl Soho yarn a couple of times, this line weight yarn, and I mean, I must love it because I keep buying it. It's like $20 for a 100-gram ball skein, 100-gram skein, which is pretty cheap for a nice yarn, but it's a single ply, which is not bad in itself, but it is really fuzzy. I don't know. I still like it. I like it. I don't know. I don't think I'm crazy about it anymore. But I love this. Okay, and then you guys are all gonna think I'm super weird. The last one I'm using is Koigu, KPPPM. No, this is just KPM. Some of them have 3 P's. But this I got a million years ago when I worked at Fashion Knit in Walnut Creek, California. Holler. Deep, deep stash. And I'm a little nervous I'm pulling from the center of this ball, and it's like, I'm a little nervous that I'm not going to have enough for the rest of the lace. I think I will. I hope I will. But this is just so nice to work with. It's so nice. There's nothing like Koigu. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. Okay, this is fun. Okay, so that's all for now with the whips. I have a couple of things that I want to get done this week. The first thing is the ABCD embroidery. Second thing is putting trim on some curtains for the living room. I can show you that trim. It's real cute. I got this at M&J, which is a trim store in New York, but they have a website too. mjtrim.com. It's a really expensive trim store. I went with my aunt and she was not crazy about this, but I thought it was really cute, so who cares what she thinks. It was also like, this was $3 a yard, and I got 10 yards, which made it $30. Not cheap for trim. But it's the only option that I had, really, unless I wanted to spend $10 a yard, which I didn't. So, this is the trim that I got. Okay, so that brings me to another whip. I mean, it is a whip, but it's like the most epic whip ever. Some of you probably did this already. I don't know, but these are gonna be a blanket. So I started this project like, it's the Hexie Puff Quilt or something like that. Okay, my pattern is missing, so I don't know the title, but it's by Tiny Owl Knits. And you make a million Hexie Puffs, which is what they're called, which is adorable. And you sew them all together at the end. But I don't think that I'm gonna finish it. I have this many. have this many. It's the size of a cat bed, so I might make a cat bed out of it and do the cozy memory blanket. These are really cute. They're really cute, and I really like them, but I don't think that I'm gonna... They're not as enjoyable to make as the mitered squares are. So I think that I would enjoy the cozy memory blanket a little bit more. Okay. Dream knitting. I guess this is acquisitions, which I'm probably not going to have a lot of over the course of the next few weeks at least, I hope, because, y'all, I am on a yarn diet. I have gained some yarn lbs. Okay, the label got screwed up, but this is Kindred Red. She's a dyer, an indie dyer who lives in Oakland, California, which is where I'm from. So I saw this on Etsy and I had to have it because, mostly for that reason alone, but also it's really beautiful. So it's Rad DK is her base, and the color is Willow's Sweaters. So I don't know if that's Willow from Buffy, but if so, that's cool. But this is a little blown out, but it's really pretty, you guys. It's like a really light pink with all kinds of beautiful speckles. And then with that, I'm going to carry a strand of this mohair, which is just Debbie Bliss mohair. But I think they'll look really cute together. I mean, it's going to be pink. It's going to be real pink. But that's the point, right? It's supposed to be a pink hat. I don't usually... I mean, I love pink. I wear pink in the summertime. I guess not usually in the wintertime. I don't know why I don't know why it's not cool to wear pink. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, so that's going to be really cute together. I'm excited. Okay, so it's a brioche pattern. So I'm going to learn brioche, and I picked that pattern because, for many reasons, because it's a pussy hat, because it's beautiful, and because if I learn brioche doing that, it's like straight brioche ribbing, so you don't have to worry about any crossing, cabling. So do I have anything else? Now I know what people mean by, like, after I podcast, my room is a mess. I was always like, really? But it really is now. I've just thrown everything everywhere. I mean, that's my life. My life is a mess anyway, so whatever. I'm trying to decide if I want to show sewing FOs. Okay, so this is a top that I made this summer. Okay, it took me a million years to button that up because there are a million buttons. Made this shirt It's okay. It's not the best thing ever. I wish I had made it out of, chambray. I made it out of chambray. And I think I wish that I had used something lighter, airier, drapier, because chambray is a little bit thick and not as good for shirts, I guess. It just feels stiff when I wear it. It also looks like I work as a chef in a kitchen. But I get lots of compliments on it, which is the crazy part, so whatever. This is another thing I made. It's out of linen, super wrinkly. Oh my god. This desk was clean in the beginning. I'm gonna have to clean all this up now. I really love this skirt. It's a little too long, but, and it's obviously wrinkly right now, but I took a ladies tailoring class at FIT, and, this is not like anything fancy. We learned how to do, if you ever notice people's lapels on, like, when you're commuting on the train, which not everybody does, because not everybody lives in New York City. But if you notice, sometimes on men's lapels, there'll be like a really, really nice hand stitch down that edge. So we learned how to do that. That was like the coolest thing, but this was what I made. I really like it. Oh yeah, we did, this skirt was all about the bias binding on the inside. This is the vent. You can't. So, here, but this is all enclosed. That goes over all the edges, so you don't have to have a lining. This is so wrinkly. I was not expecting to have to show it all wrinkly. But yep, I made this from scratch. So that concludes the knitting and sewing portion of this podcast. I will now move on to talking about my life in general. So if you're interested in learning more about me, please stick around. I'd love to chat with you. And if not, thank you for watching. And hopefully I'll see you next week. So, this week at work, I worked on, we're finishing Hello Dolly with Bette Midler. I have a lot of conflicting feelings about my job because I get to work on Hello Dolly with Bette Midler. Like, lucky me, you know, but it doesn't provide me enough money. The job just does not, I cannot make ends meet. I'm 34 and I want to start a family, so I can't survive doing this any longer, and that makes me really sad, but I also am hopeful that whatever I move on to will make me happier. So that's that. So I think I'm going to sign off. I think that's all I have this week. I think that I've talked for a long time. You can find me on Instagram as Emiliabedelia, Emiliabedelia. You can find me on Ravelry as emilyalice. You can email me at stringtheorypodcast@gmail.com. So that's it. I'm going to end the podcast here. I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next week. I hope if you liked this podcast, please subscribe and like and leave a comment. And I love you, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.